Hi Lancers, welcome to week 8. This is Robin, and we're going to talk about the employee privacy versus the employer's right to know. Hope you enjoy my presentation. I chose the second video, which was more of an informative piece from a lawyer talking about what rights employees have versus the rights that the employers have regarding privacy in the workplace. The story that they talked about was actually a government worker who was on notice already for misusing company resources, and he was already on watch. So they suspected him of abusing the resources again, so they actually placed a tracker on his vehicle, his private vehicle, which was really what the issue came down to. And whether or not that this is something that employees can do, because most often you need a court order to do that type of thing. But really the issue was that the employee's already on notice. His rights are already, I guess more in a sense, he's lost some of his rights, being that he's already been put on notice that, hey, you've been suspected of doing this. So we kind of look at it like employers want to find out what you're doing because they always want to improve productivity, especially in government. We get accused a lot of times of not being efficient or effective. And also companies want to look for misconduct, not just coming in late, those type of things, but using the internet, using the phone, are you printing something on computer paper? Being in a government agency, all those things cost money, and those are taxpayer dollars that are going towards all of these resources, even something small as such of a supply. So do the employers have the right to track you? I would say yes. You go into the organization, they have clear defined policies in regards to what you can and can't do. So yeah, can employers overdo it? Certainly, but for the most part, they're looking for it more so because you're the image, you're the perception of the organization, and they want to make sure that you're not abusing it. So with employee privacy, some people think, well, it's an invasion of my privacy. How can they do that? You got to remember, we are public servants. We are held to a higher standard. So we sign and read the code of ethics. We see that the values and the mission that the organization has and the vision that they want to portray to the public. So you can be fired for misusing company resources, and even posting on social media. People, it's a real high topic lately. They think, well, it's on my own private account, and I'm doing it on my own time, fine, but you can't associate yourself with your organization. You can't have a picture in the background. You don't have your badge out. You can't be using the Facebook or Twitter, whatever you want to post on, to portray a particular message or viewpoint about how you feel or about people that you work with, because that can be looked at, and it can get you into trouble. And lastly, I mentioned earlier in the video about misconduct and waste, and there is a lot of waste. So as far as this gentleman who had the GPS tracking device put on his car, yeah, that's an extreme case. But in his situation, what if he is a driver out on the road? What if he's supposed to be, driving from location to location, and maybe he's taking a nap on the job? There's certain things that, they need to track to figure out exactly what it is he's doing. Just to put a GPS tracker on someone's car, that's not necessarily. There has to be a reason, and it has to be warranted. And in this case, it was approved. And again, he was already put on notice. But overall, too, I mean, we're taxpayers too. I don't like to see people wasting the resources, in the organization, because a lot of times, you don't think about the bottom line and how it affects, the organization as a whole, or even just the perception and the viewpoint from the public. So it is a fine line. I think the biggest thing we need to remember is, we are a government agency. We are held to a higher standard. We are expected to do the right thing at all times, and not to use the company resources for anything related to any personal use whatsoever. I hope you guys enjoy my presentation and have a great week.